Hi, I'm catgirlnextdoor, your friendly neighborhood catgirl. I live just next door to you. I stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, now at 3 p.m. Central.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and get started with your username, how long you've been streaming, affiliate or partner, and then also your average viewers and current followers.
Okay. I'm catgirlnextdoor. I've been streaming for about 2.5 years now. I am a Twitch affiliate, and I have an average viewership of about 32 right now, and I have 2,080 followers as of today.
Nice. Congratulations. That's huge.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah. So let's talk about analytics real quick. Do you look at your data, and how do you incorporate that into your streams?
I use my data a lot. I really like analyzing stream numbers, actually. And so I usually go through it like once a week just for the prior week, and I just like look at what happened, and I see what I like and what I don't like. Usually I'm using the stream summary system that they've added, where you can look at individual streams. And they've added a new graph system that allows you to look at like your average viewer, when people were chatting, when your live views were occurring, when follows and clips. I like to look at all of that, and I specifically like to look at when my live views were occurring, versus like how long the stream was, because sometimes you'll have like a 12-hour stream that gets a lot of live views, and it's like, okay, but that was also a 12-hour stream. And then I also look at like where my average viewership was, to look and see like, do I need to be streaming a little bit like shorter streams? Do I need to change my time a little bit, and just like see what works for my community?
So what strategies do you use for engagement, whether that's on Twitch or forms of social media?
So for Twitch specifically, I like to, first off, I have ADHD, and so I like to avoid a lot of stuff that like spams into the chat, like the Pokemon community game. Super cool, love it in other people's chats. I can't have it in mine, because otherwise I just get overwhelmed. I try reading it constantly, and then I end up missing other stuff. But instead of doing that, I like to get chat engaged with like the stuff that is happening in content. So chat has a lot of interaction with what happens on my overlay. They also have a lot of say in the stories that we create in games, because we like to do a lot of narratives within the game that aren't necessarily there, but we're gonna make it canon. The other big thing is like with like Discord especially, I try to be super active in there, just like communication wise, and like just being a part of chats and conversations, but also like doing regular events. I usually try to do like a movie night at least once a month. I try to do like regular voice chats, even if it's just me like hanging out and editing a video, and I'm like, hey, I'm editing, if you want to come hang out, by all means come hang out.
So what works for your go live notifications and what doesn't?
Like putting messages to chat that like I want to just like get out there. Like if I have an event that's happening, I can like put it in my go live notification, and people will see it. And sometimes that message is just like, hey, you're super valid and you're loved and you deserve good things in your life. And then I get somebody coming into chat and they're like, I needed that message today and I appreciate you sending that. That was so sweet. And it's like, okay, I've done my job then with my notification.
How do you adapt to the changes in social media algorithms?
So there's a couple of different ways. I hope it's okay if I talk about a couple of different parts of this. So with like YouTube, let's say, YouTube, I actually try not to focus too much on the algorithm as far as like content based, because a lot of my content is from Twitch. So I focus more on Twitch's algorithm and what's working there. And then YouTube, I just try to have like engaging titles and have a good thumbnail and stuff like that, and use tags if I need them. But I otherwise just like don't, like I'm not catering my content to YouTube right now. For stuff like TikTok though, I am slightly catering my Twitch content to TikTok, because I know that TikTok likes certain things. I know that TikTok likes whenever it's like immediately somebody starts talking, it's short and sweet, we edit it to where it keeps people engaged. And so for stuff like that, I try to cater my content a little bit to it. And so like you'll see with some of my content, I'll like say stuff and like get chat like really engaged, and then I'll like say it again in stream, and it's like that's the cut I'm gonna use for TikTok, is me saying it that time.
That's smart.
If I change this one thing, does this affect anything in a positive way? Okay, cool. Let's take that and move to the next minor thing and just do little steps so that I know what worked. And I don't do like big changes and then go, yeah, something in there happened. So I think that's the big thing.
Yeah. So talking about tags, you kind of referenced that. Are there specific tags that you use that work?
Yes, I actually wrote them down here so I could remember.
Yeah.
So for personal experience, obviously this won't work for everybody, but for personal experience, I found that identity tags really work well. I tag my stream with trans and transgender, both, and they are two of the top tags. With the third one actually being Stardew, just the tag Stardew. And it's because people, whenever they search for Stardew Valley streams, they're not searching Stardew Valley, they just type in Stardew. And so then that
Oh.
tag triggers it, along with if I'm playing Stardew, then it captures it double. And so then I end up in the algorithm right there in front of them.
Yeah. How do you get creative and stand out from the rest?
I really enjoy treating streaming as like an art medium, because it is. It's like a really weird art medium that we get to use, and I think it's really cool how you can do a lot with OBS, and you can do a lot with like overlays and with your stream deck if you have a stream deck, or your number pad if you have a number pad on your keyboard. And so I really just like am constantly thinking, I think the way I worded it once is I constantly look at how I can get away with doing the least amount of editing possible by doing the most amount of editing midstream. I have a whole thing where I can zoom in my camera and it like desaturates the camera, applies a blue hue, and puts like rain on glass effect. And then I also have a couple of different choices of music I can apply. And so I actually will use that if I'm like trying to be really sad. I can like use that to create these emotions. And then I have the same thing for like, I have one that's like red, and just like for whenever I'm angry about something that happened in game, or if I die, then I just do that. And so I just constantly am like coming up with these like silly ideas that I think would be funny, and I just try it. And if chat laughs, then I go, great, it stays in the rotation.
So think back to when you made affiliate and to where you are now. Was there anything just like majorly really affect your views and follows?
I started running event streams, and I think that was the big thing that changed the channel for me and got me a ton of views, is that I started running specifically Among Us events. And I would have the people that were playing the games, they were in stream because they wanted to lurk. And then the people that were wanting to play next would also be in stream watching for when it was their turn. But those Among Us streams were absolutely wild and got me to affiliate. And they also like built my core community, because people would come hang out and they would chat with me. And then I would be like, oh, well, we're gonna end for the night, but the next stream's the next day. And you can come hang out if you want. And then they would come hang out because they're already used to being there and they had fun. And so they want to come back.
Totally. Well, perfect. Thank you so much for doing this. Though it was so good. Words of wisdom. What the heck?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I'm happy to talk about streaming all the time.
Yeah. We're gonna say goodbye to YouTube, and then I'll talk to you right afterwards, okay?
Okay, sounds great.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.